Hey, good morning. I'm on the fourth day of my cleaning out the attic project. After 25 years, you just can't clean out your attic in a weekend. That's it. Um, but yeah, I have to go and buy some acid-free paper for the vintage fabrics for the dolls, so they'll stay nice. And I also want to pick up some more storage boxes because I have some things, like I had a bunch of things in a box. I'm trying to sort them out. Like I found some old love letters from my husband. I found cards that, from people who are gone, like my grandparents and my parents. And I want to save those things. So I need more little boxes. I don't want to throw everything in a big box because it's very hard to carry around. And I still have back pain from all the stooping and standing. I did some lifting, but it was really more the constant bending and straightening because our attic is just the way it's constructed. There's no place, like you can't stand up straight and walk. Um, and I'm also trying to get these videos done. I'm trying not to cut into family time. My family knows I do this. It's not a deep dark secret that I do videos, but I'm trying not to cut into family time either. So I'm off to get dressed. I'm off to the store, buy all those things, and maybe I'll even get stuff. Maybe I'll get it all into the attic tonight. Who knows? All right, you have a wonderful day and come along with me. So I didn't actually plan for this video to turn into a haul video, but now it's a haul video. Let me turn the camera around. Okay, and I turned the camera around. I went to Home Depot and I got all of these storage bins and the lids, and this is a trash can. I'm gonna put our wrapping paper in that, and two little touch lamps for the attic. The attic is not a living space. It will never be a living space. You can't stand up straight and walk more than 2 steps in any direction. But, it's just that things aren't completely dark. And the reason why is because over 25 years, I have accumulated this really kind of unholy collection of bins without lids, or in this case, a lid without a bin, and that's another lid without a bin. Now this lid goes with this big bin. So I'm gonna slowly, and then I have like these milk crates. We all had the milk crates in the 80s and 90s, mostly the 80s. So I'm going to go through the process of repurposing or passing on or recycling some of these totes because they just, and I feel bad. I feel like it's so wasteful, but it's not like I ran out and bought a bunch of this stuff. This is stuff that has accumulated over the years. So like that Carlo Rossi box, that's just gonna be recycled. So I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with the rest of the stuff. And then I dumped a bunch of stuff at Goodwill. Oh, that was my fingers. Dumped a bunch of stuff at Goodwill, but then I was looking for, because the weather is actually kind of warm, but not warm enough for just t-shirt. I was looking for some flannel shirts I could wear as I'm puttering around the home. So I got this, but then while I was in there, I found this costume. I don't know how well it photographs, but it's actually like a Renaissance fair. So it's like the silky thing, this Renaissance fair type of costume. I thought that was very pretty, so I decided to get it. And then this. Now, you have to understand, I went through the where you buy things by the pound rather than by the item. And this beautiful piece of fabric, look at that, it's got like little jewels on it and stuff. It's very pretty. I bought it just because I like it. I'm sure it was probably something maybe from, I don't know, maybe India, that somebody didn't need anymore, but it's beautiful, and I'll probably wind up draping it over something just because it's so pretty. Oh, and recipe cards of how to make. And yes, I do get the irony of going to, cleaning out my attic and then heading out to the Goodwill and buying more stuff. I get it. I need help. I know. Probably I need an intervention. And then because St. Patrick's Day is coming up on Sunday, I bought, this is our version of corned beef and cabbage for supper, okay? This is our corned beef, see? In lunch meat form. This is our cabbage coleslaw, or when we were little, we used to call it cold slaw because it was cold. And rye bread. And I mean, I love it when people, like I know some people from Ireland who live here and, you know, they keep up their Irish heritage. I'm Irish by like ethnicity. My husband is Irish by ethnicity, but, you know, we were born here. And, you know, I feel like it's good it's good to have that connection to your ancestors, but we live nowadays in America, so I don't need to buy like the corned beef cabbage like traditional. This is what we like, so this is what we eat. And I know that you go to the store and there's the sparkly green boas and the sparkly green sunglasses, and you know, you be you, boo, you do that. But this is enough Irishness for us, and we're pleased with that. Oh, and because Easter is coming up, I got my Easter egg die. I love these color cups. And I bought ahead some candy for the children. See this, look at this. This is Lindt. Let me turn this around. This is Lindt. I love Lindt, Lindt, not Lint. Lindt. It's like a Cadbury cream egg, only Lindt. I don't know. So that's for the children. Secret. Sadly, for my textiles, my vintage textiles from the 40s, from, you know, my father's christening gown and stuff, I wasn't able to find acid-free paper. Like, I went to Michael's. I'm just trying to get out of the sun so that the glare isn't coming from my glasses. So I went to Michael's, which is a craft store. I don't know if it's around the country, but anyway. So I asked the guy, and they didn't have any acid-free tissue paper. They had like the pages for your scrapbook. And he said, try Party City, because they have acid-free paper in the bridal section. So I went, I didn't see anything in the bridal section, asked at the counter. She said, look at aisle blah, blah, blah. There was tissue paper, but it didn't say acid-free explicitly. And then I looked it up on the internet. I love my smartphone for stuff like this. I looked it up right there, and it didn't say. It didn't say it was. It didn't say it wasn't. So I was like, fine, to heck with it. So while I'm standing there in Party City, I ordered some from Amazon so I can put the vintage textiles and these dollies that I got at the Acme supermarket back in the 90s when I first had my very first apartment. And I'm slowly working through this mess that is my home.